All right, so why do Americans pronounce the word water like water, as if there was no T in the word at all? Let's find out today on the accent journey. Welcome back to the podcast for non native speakers of American English who want to sound clearer, more confident, and more natural when they speak. I'm Steve Nelson, an American English accent coach with AccentFirst.com. In the last episode, we explored the held T, how American English often stops the T sound without releasing it before another consonant. Today, we're continuing with another important version of the T sound, the flap T. This is one of the most recognizable features of American English pronunciation. And once you hear it, you'll notice it everywhere. So, what is the flap T? Let's listen to a few words. Water, city, better, meeting, little. You might expect a strong T sound, but in American English, native speakers often pronounce these words with a quick sound that feels more like a soft D. For example, we don't say water, but water. Not city, but city. Not better, but better. Can you hear the difference? This sound is called a flap T. The flap T happens because American English prefers smooth, efficient movement. Instead of stopping completely for a strong T, the tongue makes a very quick tap. It's not a true D, as in dog, and it's not a strong T. It's something in between. Flap T usually appears when T becomes between two vowel sounds and the T is an unstressed syllable. Some examples are water, city, computer, better, pretty, meeting. Let me slow it down and listen to it carefully. Water, water, city, city, better, better, pretty, pretty. Let's practice this movement. Fully released T requires, as we talked about in the last episode, stopping the air, building pressure, then releasing. T, T. But a flap T is much faster. Your tongue quickly taps the roof of your mouth once. Think of it like a fast bounce. Some common mistakes are using a strong T everywhere, or replacing it with a full D, as in water. That sounds unnatural too. Or underpronouncing the sound. That sounds too weak, difficult to understand. The flap T should feel quick, light, and effortless. All right, let's do some practice. Repeat after me. Water, city, better, meeting, pretty, computer, waiting, little. Don't force the T, just use a quick tap. Let's compare words. The following words have the T in the stressed syllable, which means we don't use the flap T, but we use the strong T or the fully released T instead. Attack, not adack. Retain, not redain. We don't use flap T with those words, but we do use the flap T in these words, where it appears in the unstressed syllable. Butter, writing, meeting. Notice the difference. The strong T is a full stop, while the flap T is a quick tap. Let's practice some sentences. First, I'll say them slowly, then a bit more naturally. I bought a bottle of water. I bought a bottle of water. The city looks beautiful at night. City looks beautiful at night. She's getting better every week. She's getting better every week. We had a meeting this afternoon. We had a meeting this afternoon. That's a pretty good idea. That's a pretty good idea. Focus on smooth tongue movement. Now some dialogue practice. First I'll say them naturally, then slow them down. Practice both sides of the dialogue. Dialogue 1. Do you want some water? Yes, I'd love some water. Do you want some water? Yes, I'd love some water. Dialogue 2. How's the city? The city is really exciting. How's the city? The city is really exciting. Dialogue 3. Is she getting better? Yes, she's getting much better. Is she getting better? Yes, she's getting much better. Dialogue 4. What time is the meeting? The meeting starts at 3. What time is the meeting? The meeting starts at 3. Now for this week's practice passage. First I'll say it slowly, then a bit more naturally. After the meeting, we walked through the city and stopped to get water. The weather was better than expected, and everyone seemed relaxed. Later, we visited a little cafe and talked about future projects while waiting for the train to arrive. After the meeting, we walked through the city and stopped to get water. The weather was better than expected, and everyone seemed relaxed. Later, we visited a little cafe and talked about future projects while waiting for the train to arrive. When you read the passage, focus on using the flap T for meeting, city, water, better, little, and waiting. The text for this passage will be in the show notes for this episode or on our website at accentfirst.com/podcast. Now for the takeaways for this week. First, the flap T is a quick tongue tap between vowels. Second, it often sounds similar to a soft D. And third, it makes American English sound smoother and more natural. For this week, listen for the flap T in movies, podcasts, and conversations. Practice words like water, city, and better. And record yourself and compare. The more you notice this sound, the more natural your listening and speaking will become. Thanks for continuing the accent journey. This podcast is brought to you by Accent First Speech Communication Services and is hosted by me, Steve Nelson. Drop us a line at info@accentfirst.com. Our music is Hypnosis by Vandra D. And if you enjoy the show, make sure you're subscribed on your favorite podcast player. Don't forget to rate our podcast, leave a review, and also a comment letting us know what you think of the show. Until next time, keep listening, keep practicing, and keep refining the details that make speech sound natural.